students. I am a biology teacher, Debra Kimanzi, and I'm here to take you through the first lesson or the first topic of Form 1, which is Introduction to Biology. Hope you take your notes with me. So the first topic of biology is Introduction to Biology, and we start by defining the term biology, where it means it is the scientific study of living organisms, or we can talk about it is the scientific study of living beings. Okay, biology it has 3 major branches and it has other minor branches. So we start with 3 major branches, which include zoology, botany, and microbiology. Whereby in zoology it is the study of animals, and then we have botany, the study of plants. Microbiology, it is the study of microorganisms. Then now, after we are through with the major branches, we talk about minor branches. And the first minor branch that we have, it is ecology, where it is the study of living things or living the organisms and their surroundings, or with their environment, whatever is surrounding the living organisms. Because the living organisms is what we talk about. We have the animals and the plants, and whatever is surrounding them, it is now what we call the water, the study of the living things and their environment. The other branch, it is anatomy, which is now the study of internal structures of an organism. Whatever is usually inside the living organism, it is now what we call anatomy. So when we will be studying about the structures inside the body, that is now what we call anatomy. When we are studying now the external structures of an organism, that one gives us another branch we call morphology. So number 3, we have morphology as our minor branch, whereby morphology it is the study of external structures of a living organism. Whereby, like, we can talk about the eyes, the ears, what you are able to see, or the observable characteristics. The 4th minor branch of biology is genetics, which is the study of variation and inheritance. What we talk about in genetics, it is whatever we inherit and also the differences that are among the living things. The other branch of biology, the 5th one, which is minor also, it is cytology. Cytology, it is the study of cells. The 6th branch of biology, it is taxonomy, which is now the scientific study of classification or sorting of living organisms into different groups. Then we have the other one, it is entomology, which is the study of insects. The other minor branch, it is bacteriology, which is the study of bacteria. Biochemistry, which is the study of chemistry of materials in living organisms. We still have another branch of biology, which is histology, the study of the structures of tissues. We still have another branch, that is ichthyology, study of fish. Please, you'll find the notes attached there. Those who are watching, don't worry about the notes. The notes, I'm attaching them so you can write the notes about the major branches of biology and also the minor branches of biology. Our third subtopic of biology, it is about importances of biology, where we'll talk about the importances of biology, why it is important or where do we use it. And the first importance, it is it enables one to enter into a career such as medicine, nutrition, public health, dentistry, agriculture, and also environmental studies and also teaching, whereby you can become a biology teacher. Another importance of biology, it is about one learns about functioning of the human body. You are able to understand how your body functions, about the digestive system, circulatory system, and also the nervous system. So that is an importance of biology. One is also able to understand the developmental stages within his or her body. So we have 3 importances of biology, whereby we have talked about the developmental changes that take place in the body of living organism, And also we have one is able to understand the functioning of the body, and also one is able to venture into careers. The other importance of biology is it equips the learners with scientific skills such as measuring, we have analyzing, we have recounting, there is a drawing and measuring. Our fourth subtopic of introduction to biology is about characteristics of living organisms, whereby we want to see the living organisms, what do they have, if it is in plants and also in animals, what do they have in common. And we have characteristics that we are going to define and also talk about the importance of each characteristic. If you will not catch up with me, you can also follow up my notes, they are attached there. So we start with the first characteristic, which is nutrition. And nutrition, it is defined as the process by which living organisms obtain or acquire and utilize the food materials into their body metabolism, whereby they obtain or they acquire the way of feeding. The way they are feeding, that is now what we call nutrition. And nutrition, it is important in a way that it will enable the plant to acquire and also utilize the materials, the food materials that it has obtained. Our next characteristic is respiration, which is our second characteristic. And respiration, it is now where we talk about energy, whereby we come to see it is a process by which the food materials are broken down to release energy, which is in form of ATP. And now the importance of respiration becomes what? The energy released, it is used by the living organisms to carry out their metabolic activities. Our third characteristic is gaseous exchange, which is a process by which the respiratory gases are passed through a respiratory service. And which are these gases that are passed there? It is now carbon dioxide and oxygen. These two gases, we call them respiratory gases. Whereby the respiratory service, it can either be the gills, it can either be the lungs, or it can also be the tracheal system. Importance of gaseous exchange, it enables the plants to get oxygen, which is used in respiration, and also to get carbon dioxide, which is used in photosynthesis. In the side of animals, we are able to get oxygen that is used in respiration, and we are able also to get rid of carbon dioxide. Our fourth characteristic, it is reproduction. And reproduction, it is a process by which the living organisms give rise to young ones in a way that we are able to multiply. There are more organisms produced through reproduction. And reproduction, we have an importance on it, which whereby we talk about it leads to procreation, whereby we continue producing more organisms of the same kind. Our fifth characteristic is irritability. Irritability, it is also known as response, and we define it as an ability of an organism to detect and respond to the changes of the environment. It has an importance in a way that the plants are able to grow, that is a response, whereby they are responding towards light. They are able to grow towards light and they carry out photosynthesis. When it comes to animals, animals are able to respond. They are able to move from one place to another, either in terms of protection or when they are looking for food. Our sixth characteristic is movement. And movement, it is defined as a change in position from one place to another. Even though movement in plants, it is not the same as in animals. The movement in plants, we call it a localized movement, whereby the plants will move by their parts and the animals will move from one place to another. So that movement that does not involve movement from one place to another, it is a localized movement. Animals will have a movement we call locomotion, whereby they are able to move from one place to another in search of food and shelter. Plants will move by growing or by some branches folding of the leaves. That is now the movement they have. So when we have animals, we have locomotion. We say animals will have locomotion and the plants will have a localized movement. Our seventh characteristic is excretion. And excretion, it is a process by which living organisms get rid of waste products of metabolism. These waste products can either be nitrogenous waste, they can also be carbon dioxide or the metabolic waste, which are removed from the activities that take place within the body of an organism. The importance of this characteristic is that it enables the living organisms to get rid of harmful substances that if they are left to accumulate in their body cells, they will affect the functioning of the body cells. Our eighth characteristic, which is now the last one, we'll talk about growth and development. Whereby we want to see what is growth and also what is development. And we define growth as a irreversible change in size, whereby we talk about increase in mass. That increase in mass, and it is irreversible, it is what we call growth. While in development, it is the irreversible change in complexity. For example, the way we talk about the brain develops, it does not grow. So that complexity, an increase in complexity, it is what we call development. And those are the characteristics of living organisms. Our fifth subtopic in Introduction to Biology is the comparison or differences between the plants and animals. So we want to see in terms of these characteristics that we have listed down and defined them. How do the plants and the animals differ in a way? Our first difference is based on growth, whereby growth in plant, it takes place within the meristematic cells, and in animals, growth takes place all over their body throughout their lifespan. So when it comes to the plants, we find that the growth will only occur at the parts or the regions of growth we call meristematic cells. But for us animals, growth, it will occur within our body, not at a specific region. Then our second difference, it is based on movement. Whereby now we talk about the animals, they move through a process we call locomotion. Or their movement, it is locomotion, whereby they are able to move from one place to another. And then for the plants, they have a localized movement. Or else we can talk about they only move by use of some of their body parts. Hinge folding of the leaves and also growing towards either light or when the roots are growing towards the gravity. The other difference, it is based on excretion, whereby the plants lack elaborate excretory organs, while the animals, they have elaborate excretory organs. The other difference that we have between the plants and the animals, it is about response. It is based on response, whereby the plants respond slowly towards a stimuli, while now the animals, they respond quickly to the changes of the environment. The last difference that we have between the plants and animals, it is based on nutrition, whereby the plants, they manufacture their own food through a process known as photosynthesis, because they have a pigment that is known as chlorophyll. While animals, because they lack chlorophyll, they usually depend on manufactured food. So the animals do not make their own food because they lack chlorophyll. Our last subtopic, we are going to discuss a collection of specimen and the observation. And we'll start by defining what is a specimen. A specimen, it is defined as a whole organism or a part of an organism that is used in the scientific study, either in the laboratory. Remember, we can have an insect, which is now a whole organism, or a part of an organism. We can deal with the leaf. A leaf, it is a part of a plant, so it is not an entire organism. We have 7 apparatus used to collect the specimens, and we'll start with the fishnet. And the way the name suggests, the fishnet, it is used in collecting of the aquatic specimens. For example, the fish and other aquatic small organisms. We also have the second one, which is the sweep net. The sweep net, it is used in collection of the small flying insects, such as now the butterflies. The third apparatus, it is the pair of forceps which is used to collect the dangerous specimens such as the scorpions. The fourth apparatus, it is the bait trap which attracts and traps the specimens such as the rat. Whereby the bait, it is put there to attract, and then it will now trap the specimen that is being collected. We have the fifth apparatus, which is the specimen bottles, where now we store the specimens that have been collected. After we collect them, we store them in a specimen bottle. Our next apparatus, it is now the putter. The putter, it is used to collect the small crawling animals, either from the barks of the trees or the rocks. In Chi, where we have now the ants and the other smaller animals, or the small insects that are crawling on the barks of the trees. The last apparatus, it is the pitfall trap, which is usually inserted underground, so that now the crawling animals, the small crawling animals from the ground can fall into it. That is the reason why we call it a pitfall trap. Now we've come to the end of our topic, that was introduction to biology, and I will attach the expected questions that we can get from this topic. Please remember to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Bye bye. See you in our next episode under classification 1.